So next up, we have a Tennessee guy, Matt, Jalin Hyatt. And Hyatt, the Blitnikoff Award winner this year, one of the most dynamic receivers in the SEC and in college football this year. Nimble, explosive athlete, and he has the acceleration you're looking for with an offense. Downfield guy, has the speed necessary to win any foot race and get behind defenders. And, some teams are looking for this within their offense. Hyatt is the one that you want. And also, blocking.
Yep.
A competitive blocker is what stood out to me on the tape as well. And reliable hands. A lot to like in this guy who at the time was leading the charge in the passing game with one of the number one team in college football.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about a lot with the first 4 or 5 guys. They don't have the top end speed. Jalin Hyatt, he's got the top end speed. He's one of the fastest players in this draft. He is great as a blocker. He's able to make deep catches. Now, the one thing we talked about scheme with Jackson Smith and Jigba earlier, scheme created a lot of free releases for him this year.
Yeah,
and that's
sure.
when you're looking at film, you kind of have to put that to the side and say, take note of that. And just kind of look at him as like how that affects him as a player. But I mean, he's extremely physical for his size. He's got good deep ball awareness. He's able to adjust to catches midair. I mean, he's a good player, and there's no question he could sneak into this first round. I think from Jalin Hyatt on, I think these guys are more early second round projections with the ability to get in. For example, if we do see a big surge of wide receivers like in the middle of the first round and a team wants to trade up to get in and make sure they get him, if this is the guy they want, he could go first round. But I think as of right now, he's probably in the 30s, I would say, for pick-wise. I would say somewhere around there. There's no question, first round ability.
Yeah, for sure. And the comp I have for him is Will Fuller.
Okay.
I think a big play guy. He's not going to be the guy you in the NFL really adjust for on defense and plan for on defense, but still a guy where if you're not paying attention, I mean, a guy whose nickname is Flash on Pro Football Reference. Will Fuller, he's taken the tops off some teams before and made some big plays. Out there right now, no one signed him for a while. He's quietly out there in free agency. Maybe they're looking at his up-and-coming successor in Jalin Hyatt. But 6'1", 184 was Will Fuller. I have Jalin Hyatt down as 6 foot 180. Similar, body type in comparison. And I think he's going to make, the big 15, 20-yard, completions down the field that he was able to do. And then we'll pull up here from Tennessee within this offense.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely a credible wide receiver, too, in the NFL. I don't think he has the ceiling to be a wide receiver number 1. But top-end wide receiver number 2, no question about it. He's got that top-end speed. He's able to create space. And, I mean, he's able to make the big play. We saw 15 touchdowns this season at Tennessee. No matter what the scheme did for him, 15 touchdowns is impressive. No matter where you are, no matter who your quarterback is, he is a great player, and someone is going to be very happy when they get him on draft night.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, and he's also extremely versatile. You don't need to just throw him deep balls, but he can get pitches, and, I mean, he's good. I mean, you can really scheme around him and try to figure out different ways to use him. He's an exciting player. He really is.
Yeah. And again, like what we're seeing here, 12% of his receptions on pre-snap, it's considerable, not a lot.
No. Yeah.
But they did move him around a lot on the formation, some slot, some Z work, but mainly served as this deep wide receiver.
Yeah. His route tree is a little limited.
Yeah.
I will say. I mean, that's the only thing. Like you can use him in different run packages. You can move him across the line of scrimmage. You can run some screens and different things like that, but you're going to have to develop that route tree a little bit in the NFL if you want him to reach his full potential. But even if you don't, he's still going to serve his purpose in the NFL.
Yeah.
He's going to score a lot of touchdowns. He's going to beat a lot of corners, and that's what you're drafting him for.
Yeah. Again, he's not going to be your number 1 wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have your traits to live up to being your number 1 wide receiver, but he can be, like you said, easily your wide receiver 2 within an offense, where he does his job. And he does his job very well. And we've seen players like this sneak into the first round before, where a team is looking for that particular need within their offense, and they find a guy that fits it. That is where he can sneak into the back end of this first round. and move into this team. And, the more complete wide receiver of this offense was Cedric Tillman, who we'll maybe highlight on toward the end if we have some time within that offense. But the deep play guy, where if the need's there within your team, he's the guy you're going to go after.